Hello, my name is Marcos, and today I'm gonna be talking about Redux, which is a design pattern and also a JavaScript library. So basically, the first concept I want to talk about is state, because this library focus on state management. So an state could be any information that changes as the application or any application runs. For example, the state of a shopping cart application that might include the list of products that the user has added to the cart. So there is a state there that you have to manage. So Redux focuses on that and offers a number of benefits such as state centralization, testability, and scalability. So as I was saying, Redux is a design pattern that works with any UI, framework, or library. It's also a state management library, which is open source. It provides centralized storing of states and is easily debuggable. So to understand Redux, we have to talk about three main components. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is actions. The actions is you can think about it as an event that describes something that happened in the application. So in the example of having a shopping cart, it could be any action like add item to bag, change item count, empty the shopping cart, any action. And one thing to notice about this is that actions should contain the smallest amount of information needed to describe what happened. So it should be like minimal. The second component from the Redux architecture is the reducers. These are like the minions, the ones that do the thing. Reducers are functions that take the current state and an action as arguments and return a new state result. So, but one thing to notice about this is that the reducers, they don't modify the existing state. They copy the existing state and return a new one. So for like an example that I put in here, you are not like allowed to do some mutation of the state. So you need to make a copy of it. So this is important because you cannot like violate this rule. And the third main component about this would be the store itself. The store itself is the one that is storing the state. The state could be anything, anything that you want to maintain a state from. Like it could be like a request from um, an Uber request. So you have to maintain the state of the service or something. As I was saying, the shopping cart thing. If you are the the shop would be like having the amount of items that you have, the payment method, all of these can be maintained in a state. So Redux functions as this. So putting it all together would be something like this. So you have a view or a UI, a component that dispatch actions, and that actions calls, let me put this here or here, or the actions calls the reducers, which are the guys that do the real work, and that updates the stores in the store state. And in the store we have you can subscribe to stores, so you can create a UI, and that UI can subscribe to the stores, so it can listen to any change of the state. One thing that I wanted to say here is that you need to have just one store. You cannot have multiple stores because that's the rule. And you could have multiple producers, but you just need to have just one store. So now I'm gonna do the live demo with React. So as I have here, I have a sandbox, so I can explain Redux for you guys. Um, I have here a really simple project for React, and I wanted to show you the first thing that I wanted to show you is this. I'm using the Redux JS toolkit, which has some special stuff, some improved stuff about Redux. So the first thing I wanted to show you is the creation of the store. So here you are creating the store using configure stores, and you pass them the reducer. Now, I'm gonna show you the reducer, but basically it's a simple way to create a store and you show them the reducer. Then, uh, in a way to store the reducers and the initial state, we have something called a slice. And a slice is something that provides you the reducer and the initial state. You have here, we are creating a slice that you can set them the the initial value of a state. So for this example, I have something like this. which is just a counter. You can do plus, you can do minus, and you can add any amount to this. So we have just one value, and the initial value is 0. And here, these are the guys that are the reducers itself. So we have an action called increment, we have an action called decrement, and we have an action called increment by an amount. So as I was saying, it takes the action and a state, and it reduces it it gives you back another state. But as you are looking at here, I'm modifying the state of the like directly, and this is one of the violation of the rules, but that is not happening here because as we can see in the comment, reduce toolkit, which is this library, allow us to write mutating logic in reducer. It doesn't actually mutate the state because it uses an inner library which detects changes to a draft state and produces a brand new immutable state base of those changes. So uh, this library lets you do mutable things over Redux because they realized that people were modifying the state directly, and so they did this improvement. They let you do it, but on the inside we are creating an immutable state from this. Okay, so it looks mutating, but in the inside is not. So yeah, so this is for simplicity reasons. So we have the another action decrement, increment by amount, and we export them, those actions. We have another function, another dispatcher, which is increment async, which it does the same, but with some async. And the final thing that I wanted to show you is the select count. This would be like the select count would be like the when we want to get that state, it returns you the value of that state, so we can re-render every time the state changes. And here we have the final thing in React. So in order to call the reducer, we use a function called useDispatch. So with this dispatch, we can call any action. For example, when clicking the increment value, we will call the function dispatch with the name of the action, which would be increment or decrement or set increment amount. And if we want to listen to the current state, we use in the library we use selector. So with use selector, the whole view is listening to the state. Every time it changes, it will change. So basically, this is a simple example. So you can like watch it here, and if you want to add any amount, or if you want to add async, so that would be it. Thank you so much.